This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
We're on holidays at the moment.
Oh, I'm loving it.
And
Sick.
loving it.
We've gotten a collection of some of the finest work that we've done throughout the year. Oh, guys.
And then we padded it out with some rubbish.
Don't undersell it, no.
Yeah.
Don't undersell it.
And this, of course, being a live broadcast. Today's best bits are all about...
The best of celebrity interviews.
Couldn't have said it better
yeah.
myself.
Oh, my God. Right to the point you are.
Enjoy.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Time to welcome a special guest to the show. I know, this early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's none other than, well, we like to claim her as a West Australian, even though she hasn't lived here for a long time. Comedian and host of ABC podcasts Overwhelmed and Living, which is a much more upbeat sequel to Overwhelmed and Dying, which was her 2020 podcast. Judith Lucy, welcome.
Good morning. And look, you can take the girl out of WA, but for heaven's sakes, my most formative years, the first 20 years of my life. So, and in fact, the last podcast, Overwhelmed and Dying, ended with me snorkeling at Ningaloo Reef with Tim Winton. So it doesn't get much more WA than that.
So that is as West Australian as you can get.
Judith, what suburb did you frequent? What did you grow up
I
in?
grew up in downtown Melville. So, yes, very close to good old Fremantle, which is where I spent a lot of time. And, of course, people would say, where did you go to school? And often I would say Atterdale, and they'd go, where's that? But, for those of you who know, it's south of the river, and I went to a Catholic school, so sucked in, because actually we had the best views. Because, of course, Catholics always,
high up on the hill.
Great real estate.
You went to the same school that our good friend Sean McManus's daughter is currently going to now.
It's not Santa Maria Ladies College.
In your bright green
Soli
uniform.
Deo, what was it? Soli Deo Gloria for the love of God. And when I was there, I'm not making this up, our headmistress's name was Sister Sheila, quite honestly.
Sister Sheila.
Sister Sheila. But what was remarkable is that we had a lot of nuns like that. We had Sister Bloke, Sister Victoria Bitter. She was great. She'd come in the morning and she'd go, you can get it pulling a plough, you can get it taking a vow.
Matter of fact.
I've got it now. But yes, I really, Sister Sheila, not making that up.
So you went to a ladies' college. That's interesting, isn't it?
And good morning, Nathan. Did you go to an arsehole college?
Yeah, I did.
in
I went to school in Kalgoorlie.
Yes.
Well, then actually, I take it all back.
Further questions.
No further questions needed.
Julia.
Well done, though, for being that rude at just after 6 in the
Yes,
morning.
thank
I
you.
take my hat off to you.
worry,
It's a
Judith.
skill set.
Judith. So I personally, let's talk about the pandemic, right? I personally didn't mind it. I like the fact you didn't have to make up
Nobody
excuses.
in Perth can talk to someone in Melbourne and say they didn't mind the pandemic.
'Cause we went
Thank
really-
you very, very much. Can I just say to you, Nathan, and I was in Perth for some time last year. I got out between lockdowns, and it was like, you were in lockdown for about 65 seconds. So,
It was a rough minute, though, I tell you.
Boo-hoo. I tell you what, the worst time for me was like the very long lockdown in Melbourne in 2020 when, you could see an intimate partner but not a friend.
Yes.
So my buddy Andrea, in fact, another Santa Maria girl, as luck would have it, she, like me, single, lived alone, we were both losing our minds. She said, oh my God, Judith, I just want to come over for a cup of tea. And I said, well, Andrea, that's all very well and good, but to keep this legal, you're going to have to sit on my face. And look, the extraordinary thing is that she did, and I'll be honest with you, it's not the direction we thought our friendship was headed in. But look, Melbourne,
Sister
it
Sheila
was a
saw it
crazy
coming.
time. She did. Sister Sheila probably got there a lot sooner than I did in many respects. But, many many confronting things. Hair removal was an enormous issue for many of us. I mean, obviously because of Zooming, I sort of kept shaving my face, but from the neck down, I just let everything go. It was full Wookiee. It was like, but no, Wookiee from the neck down. I mean, from the neck down, it was like a jungle, honestly. It was like the Amazon rainforest. In fact, I was storing carbon at one point. So at least I was doing my bit for the environment. And that neatly leads me into plugging the podcast, Overwhelmed and Living, which is actually kind of about, those of us who were in lockdown a lot of us had a look at our lives, and some of us went, oh, that sucks a bit. And in fact, I realised that I'd reached a particular low point when, this is a true story, I found an old bottle of Amyl in my freezer. And actually, I thought about using it, Nathan. I thought long and hard. And when I threw it out at the age of 52, I thought, Lucy, that was a real win, actually. Maybe getting somewhere.
There, Judith? How long?
I reckon probably about, a month at least. A good month.
What'd you throw it out for then? That's the big question.
Well, who's to say I really did? I'm on poppers as we speak. But no, look, one of the conclusions I came to was, I reckon climate change is sticking around. So yes, I've tried to make a funny podcast about climate change. So good luck to me. But I did do some interesting things. I went and lived in a tiny house. I went on an Extinction Rebellion protest.
Okay.
What was that like?
What did you glue yourself to?
Yeah.
I threw some mashed potato at a lot of famous artworks. No, this is the thing with Extinction Rebellion. They do a lot of different things, and I actually dressed up with a bunch of other women, and we sort of did these movements. It was sort of like we were doing Tai Chi to music. Look, it sounds a little like we were out of our minds, and maybe there's some truth to that, but the whole climate change thing is pretty overwhelming. So it has actually just felt to get out there and do some stuff, to be honest, and to try and make it kind of entertaining, because I know often, we hear that phrase climate change and people simply stop listening.
Yes.
So I just thought, well, let's try and make something that, uses my life and my idiocy to make it a bit entertaining.
Judith, did you find out while you were with the climate activists what glue they use to stick themselves to things? Because I always think glue doesn't happen that fast, unless I suppose it's Tarzan grip.
Yeah, or super glue.
Nathan, as usual, you've cut to the big issue.
Yes, it's a hardware question.
Obviously, that's what we spend episodes 2 and 3 of the series discussing. And it's actually, I compare Tarzan's grip to Araldite. Episode
Araldite won't work. You have to mix it together.
Yeah, that's just time-consuming.
That's true. Episode 4 is just all about clag. So really, you're the zeitgeist.
Yes.
Well, I am in.
There you go. I mean, who isn't going to listen to a show about glue? I'm glad I've reached that point in my career.
Overwhelmed and sticking.
Oh, my God.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, she has Tarzan grip to my attention.
I'm currently feeling, it could be overwhelmed and sniffing. Let's just see how we go.
Oh,
Judith Lucy's podcast, Overwhelmed and Living. Episode 1 is out now, and they're released weekly. ABC podcasts where you look for that. Thank you so much for talking to us, Judith. It's
Thanks
always a
for
joy.
having me, guys.
That's right, everyone.
See you later.
That's a lady.
Sister Sheila would be so proud.
You bet she would.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Spicks and Specs returns to the ABC. We're excited about that. It's like a hug from an old friend, Spicks and Specs. And the host with the most is Adam Hills, who joins us now. Hillsy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah,
You're doing well.
Yeah, you're
Each of you, tell me individually how you're doing.
we're just in the mine, mate, waiting to see if the canary dies.
That's right. At the coalface.
We're just in here digging with no thanks. How's the UK?
Oh, listen, it's sunny and Australia are winning gold medals at the Commonwealth Games. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, are you getting a part of it? Do you feel the buzz around? I mean, obviously it's in Birmingham, but what's the feeling like?
Yeah, you did a thing at Australia House the other night, didn't you?
I did. I was at Australia House on Tuesday night. I was hosting an official kind of almost handover function for the Victorian Commonwealth Games in 4 years' time. And I opened it by saying, "Welcome everybody to the Australia's beating England in the medal tally party."
Nice. You knew your crowd.
Yeah. And then I finished it by saying, and to all the English people in the room, can I just say, "Suck it"? And then went, "Oh, and here's the High Commissioner."
Hey, Adam, when I went to Australia House a couple of times when I was in the UK, every time they serve party pies and Fosters. Now, no one drinks Fosters, obviously, in Australia. When you had the opening the other day, the crossover, what was the food that they got out there to the people?
There's often party pies, but it was definitely craft beer this time.
Or they've upped their game.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, they'll go for some really regional produce now.
How artisanal.
And when you were there, did they point out, or did you realise you were also standing in Gringotts Bank from Harry Potter?
No, were you?
No.
Gringotts was filmed. The bank scenes were filmed in Australia House in London.
Wow.
What?
No, I didn't know that.
What an interesting little factoid.
I might have been there before Harry Potter started.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
a fair while ago there.
Hey, on your Instagram, you give a shout out to your brother who was part of the Stranger Things the experience. He created that. Is that right?
There's a big Stranger Things interactive experience that's been running in New York for about 3 months, and they're just about to start it up in London. And my brother's one of the actors that's been playing in it, and so they've flown him over to London to help them set it up. So yeah, I've been hanging out with my brother over here at the moment. It's been great.
So
that's cool.
what does the experience entail? What happens?
Well, you basically walk into an enormous warehouse, and for 45 minutes, you're inside Stranger Things. You
So you're
into
in the upside
laboratories.
down. Is that right?
You're in the upside down, and my brother is one of the laboratory investigators that kind of takes you through some of the strange phenomenon.
Well, there you
What a spin
go.
out.
No.
You know what's amazing about you, Adam, is that you have spent a lot of time in the UK. There is not a hint of a UK accent. And yet we know people that have been to London for 3 weeks and come back talking like a geezer.
He can do that, though. Hilsey, you've got the best accent, though. You can pull it off any day.
Well, that's the thing. So my manager, I've got a manager over here who's Cockney, and if I talk to him for half an hour, like literally every conversation I'll have afterwards is, "All right, geese, how's it going? Yeah, what, little bit of apples and pears. Why don't we go down the old fruit market?" You know what I'm saying? And occasionally when I get back to Australia, I find myself drinking from a bottle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we should speak about Spicks and Specs.
Yes.
The thing about it is, I'd love to be on that panel, Adam, but and we present music as a living here.
Yes.
But we're so stupid to be able to get some of these songs.
Well, we don't retain anything.
No, but Sean, some of the songs are so it's just you need to know music.
Yeah, you
and
do.
a lot of your guests that you have on there, I would never even think would have that much depth of musical knowledge, but yet they snag some answers. How is this possible?
And Jimmy Barnes is the perfect example of
Yes.
that. Like you, for a number of reasons, you don't think he's going to remember anything. And yet his music knowledge was amazing.
Yeah.
So would Jimmy be one of the smartest? Who's one of the stupidest you've ever had on?
Oh, look, I wouldn't say that Hamish Blake is stupid.
It's just not his strength.
It's just music isn't his strong point.
But he's entertaining, so, you know.
Oh, he's
he gets
very
across the
smart in
line.
other ways. In
Yeah.
his own way,
Yes,
he's smart.
that's right.
And how would you go if you were a contestant? You seem to know
you
everything.
have to, yeah.
You seem to know everything, but
Yeah, but he's got it written down.
I know. But if you were playing,
Yeah.
would you be okay?
No, I used to get invited to music quiz nights because
Yes.
people just thought I knew all the answers.
Yes.
And then it became very clear early on in those quiz nights that I didn't.
I'm the same. I'm pretty handy at a quiz night. It comes to the music round and I'm like, I don't know. Everyone's like, you work in radio.
I know, that's
it
the thing.
doesn't.
People
It doesn't
look at
help.
you and think you're going to know everything.
It doesn't
about
help.
that.
I think when you work in it all day long, you've got so many songs coming in and out and so many facts going in and out of your brain, you can't hold on to them. They just kind
Yeah,
of
that's my
disappear into the
excuse.
ether.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam. We work in commercial radio. We have the same 6 songs.
Yes, it's Ed
coming out.
Sheeran or Dua Lipa. That's it.
Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to go to a trivia night where it just plays ad jingles.
Oh, the ads we retain.
Yes.
The grout guy, he's your man. The grout guy, the grout guy, the grout guy.com.au.
If you need
June and day.
you need any grousing done.
Anyway, just made some
Do you
money
know
then.
what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Okay.
Yes.
For two reasons. Gabby Bolt was on the show, the comedian Gabby Bolt.
Yep.
And I think it was Gabby who said that her field of musical expertise was like North Coast New South Wales ad jingles from the 90s.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes, we're kindred
And we couldn't
spirits.
think of any to throw at her. But also, the way she got on the show was she tweeted me saying, "I'm so desperate to be on Spicks and Specs, I will sing Substitute using the words of your autobiography if I have to." Then filmed herself doing it, and then I was too scared not to bring her on Spicks and Specs.
Amazing.
Because the
That's
next
a fair
step's her
effort.
living in his ceiling.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to give stalkers a little bit. Just a little bit to keep your family alive. I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Well, we can't wait to watch the next series. Adam Hills, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Keep sticking it to those poms over the Common Games.
Good on you, Adam.
By the
You know
way.
what? I've done a lot of interviews today, and this one's been my favourite.
Oh, you say that to everybody.
Cut and paste. Cut and paste.
Thank you so much, Brisbane.
Love your work, Hilsey. Thanks, mate.
Bye,
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Jimmy Carr's bringing his Terribly Funny tour to Australia. He's going to be playing Mandurah, of all places, plus several shows at Riverside Theatre in Perth in early March. Tickets from bonepresents.com. Mr. Carr, good morning.
Well, I can't believe your luck. I'm a little bit disappointed that Sean's not there, but I'll make do, I guess.
I know
yeah.
you would love sport, right? Love talking about football, Australian rules football.
Australian rules are frankly the only rules. That's the only rules I care about. I don't know. South Sydney Rabbitohs. Go Rabbitohs. Sure.
Close.
Jimmy, I have to go through this every morning. Every morning there are 2 sports reports, and sport's not me. So I just fling crap at it and see what sticks.
Right, sure. I mean, just, go local sports team. I don't know who it is in Perth, but go Perth. I tell you, well, I'm doing a lot of press. I tell you where I'm playing, right? I'm doing the Riverside gig in Perth.
Yeah.
And they sold, I think maybe something went wrong with the COVID vaccine and it got into people's brains and it's affected the way people think in Australia. The long and the short of it is I've sold a lot of tickets.
Oh, mate.
So something's not right? So I've sold out the Riverside. So now I'm playing the Perth RAC Arena.
Oh.
Are you?
That's where they play the basketball.
I've sold out. Now, in a controversial move, I'm going to be doing a stand-up comedy show, not basketball.
Wow.
It's something a bit different. I don't have enough friends to play basketball, so I'm just going to be telling jokes to people. But I think it might be fun. I think it might just work.
Hey Jimmy, can you tell everyone? I've been doing a deep dive into just some of the shows that I love about yours. I last year got a chance to drive a Tesla, and I was very excited about it. And then I saw you tell your story about how you came to own a Tesla. Can you give everyone?
I know. I own a Tesla. Okay, so I went to a shopping mall near where I live, which is called Westfield. It's a huge shopping mall, and they've got garages underneath. I was in there, I had nothing to do, I'd had something to eat, I'd had a coffee, and there's a Tesla garage in the shopping mall, right? So I was kind of amused by the idea you can now buy a car at the mall. So we go and I start chatting to the guy. He recognized me. He says, do you want to go for a test drive? I went, yeah, great. So me and the missus are test driving this, and they're the Tesla X, I think it's called. It's the one with the
uppity doors,
the suicide doors, like something from Star Trek, the whoosh doors that lift up at the back.
Yeah,
it's cool, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're test driving the car. Mrs. is next to me. I think it's great. It's like a go-kart. I don't really need a new car. I've got a Range Rover. So we're driving this thing. I'm going, it's fun to drive. I like it. We go around Shepherd's Bush in West London, and then we go back into the Westfield shopping centre, which is huge, and we get lost in the car park, like a tourist. We get lost in the car park, and the guy from Tesla is sitting in the back, and he goes, whoa, stop the car. I'll move those cones over there, and then the charging station's just on the other side of those.
Yes.
I said, no problem. So whoosh, the door goes up. He gets out, moves the bollards. Now, I'm famously a very nice guy. I'm a stand-up guy. I'm a gentleman. So I go to the guy's 50 yards away. He's just moved the bollards. So I go to collect him so he can get back in the car. And bang! I take the door off the Tesla. There's a gantry above that I haven't noticed. I didn't realize the door was open. There's no wind inside this place. I take the door off the Tesla, and it's like not fully off. It's hanging by one power cable. So like it's like the Terminator. It's not dead yet, but it's like nearly dead, and it's like coming off the back, and the guy's jaw, pretty much hits the floor, and I wound down the window, which was still working, and I let my head out the window, and I said, "I'll take it."
But he said, no.
And then I added, not this one.
Not this one.
This one is
slightly damaged.
This one's a write-off, my friend.
And now, you know what? And now that I've always said it right, if you make it in the world, you need a car that has uppity doors.
Yes, that's right. And Jimmy's proven that.
And now you've got a car that's got uppity doors.
Well, it's one uppity door.
And also, uppity doors, Jimmy, if you made it in this world, you've got an uppity doors and you've got an ice maker inset in your fridge. And the water dispenser. That to me means you've made it.
I don't know if I've got an ice maker in the fridge, but I'll ask my staff and I'll get it.
All right. Well, if you want Jimmy Carr to have even more money, come and see him.
Oh, I want him to have more money. Bring cash.
Right.
Bring cash.
Bohmpresents.com. That's BOHM presents.com is where you can get tickets to go and see the great man. Thank you so much for talking to us, Jimmy.
Okay, and love to Shaun. I hope he gets through whatever's happened.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
We look for any excuse to talk to this guy. Today, it's that he's on Have You Been Paying Attention at 8:40 tonight on Channel 10. Luke McGregor, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, easy, Luke.
Well, look, I mean, you were blacklisted for a while from this show because we'd rather be speaking to you about the new season of Rosehaven.
Yeah,
but apparently,
but you pulled the pin.
You've had enough.
Apparently, you're a quitter. So
apologies. There's no staying power.
No staying power, really.
Yeah.
What was it, 6 series?
We did 5, and then we ran out of real estate ideas and went, that'll do.
Yeah, but mate, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at all the stuff on TV. They ran out of
yes,
ideas.
Exactly. That's never stopped anybody.
I mean, Jesus, My Kitchen Rules return.
Yeah, we've made a terrible mistake, but we'll see what we can do.
Oh, the other thing is that, but if you're together for so long, you don't want to push your friendship though with Cecilia to a point where there could be a breaking.
Yeah.
I mean, we're hanging out every day anyway, so it probably wouldn't kill us to open the laptop up again. But we're just we're just riding the wave of 5 seasons at the moment. But we will start. We'll get back in there at some point.
Hey,
but she's got a baby on the way, so she's a bit busy at the moment.
Pretty selfish, you're right.
So you guys must know each other really well. I love when you're such good friends with someone that you can answer all of their likes and dislikes.
Yes.
So what's the one thing that Cecilia won't eat? Celia, sorry.
She hates bananas.
Who else hates
She
bananas?
really hates bananas.
Yeah.
It was funny too because on Rosehaven she had to drink a banana smoothie, but because it's TV, obviously the smoothie can be anything. It doesn't matter as long as it looks like a smoothie. But the art department was so true to our script. Like, she did make her a banana smoothie and she hated it.
See, Natalie and Shaun, they like bananas, but they don't eat banana bread, which I find that very strange.
Oh, really?
I don't eat banana bread.
And because Shaun says it's too banana-y.
I don't like pumpkins, but I love pumpkin bread and pumpkin soup. So
Pumpkin
I don't know.
scones.
Luke, I was the same.
And scones, yeah.
First time I had to go away one time, was staying billed it out to a family, and this lady said, "Oh, I just want to get the things that you don't like off the table straight away." And I just went, the first thing I said was pumpkin, and she goes, "Oh, pumpkin soup was for dinner that night."
That's awkward.
But to me, I just thought, I'll just push through.
But will you
because
eat
this
pumpkin
lady-
soup, though?
I'd never had pumpkin soup to that moment.
And you like pumpkin soup now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pumpkin's
I thought I'd
delicious.
push myself through just to not offend
And look at
her.
you now.
Just changed my life.
Oh, strength to strength ever since. That was a real sliding doors moment.
That was in Canberra too.
Yeah, see? Well, just write that down. You could probably use that on the next series of Rosehaven. You know what I mean?
My least favourite vegetable I always have locked and loaded is, squash, that yellow.
Yes.
Yellow.
What's
I hate
that about?
it. I really hate it. I don't know. It's proof God doesn't exist, I think.
It's so weird because
I don't like it.
out of us three, I'm the fussiest eater, but yet I eat the most divisive foods. Like, I'll eat asparagus. And I think
asparagus
it's
is great.
delicious.
Anchovies.
I eat
You eat
anchovies.
tinned asparagus, though, don't you?
I love tinned asparagus.
See, that's not
I
normal.
love the fact that tinned asparagus has got no structural integrity. So you just you just pick up a spear as gently as you can because it'll fall apart, and then you put it to your mouth and go.
The perfect pension of food, isn't
You
it?
can literally like snort it up your nose.
The Zoidberg.
That's how soft it is.
I don't like asparagus. It's one thing I've been curious about with, I know it's obviously quite a distressing symptom, but you know how people can lose taste with COVID? I did wonder if that led them to all of a sudden go, all right, well, I'll just eat vegetables all the time now because they don't taste bad anymore, or is the texture still yucky?
I haven't had COVID yet, and I would love to get that bit where you don't have any
So I had
taste,
COVID and didn't get that symptom.
I would just eat bags of kale for 3 days.
But when it's going in, though, mentally, I don't know how you can... I know that you're not tasting it, but mentally...
you know what it is.
You'd be looking at it going, oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I did talk to someone about it, and they said, the texture's still kind of gross. So because I was the same. I thought, great, it's kale every day and lean chicken breast with no sauce on it, and I'll look like Wolverine. But
is that what you're aiming for, to look like Wolverine?
that's the goal. Yeah, just Hugh Jackman in there, and a specific Wolverine film too, like the second last one.
Right. Yeah, not just any Wolverine
Wouldn't
film.
it be great to look down, Luke?
When he's in Japan and he's got a whole heap of veins and stuff.
Wouldn't it be great to look down on your own body and see abs? I've never experienced that. It would just be so great to look down and see abs and go, oh, they're mine.
Yeah, I do wonder if we'd become too powerful because we're in showbiz already. Maybe there's already a certain level of arrogance to what we do.
So it's not fair. It wouldn't be fair.
It'd go too far. We'd be too strong.
It's just the universe keeping a lid on it, basically.
You have to get the army to come in and stop us.
Yes,
exactly. You've gone too far.
You've really thought about it
should
too.
have that much power.
Hey, Luke, another thing I've been loving just checking out your Instagram is your Lukeonomics, because I didn't know that you had a degree in economics. And
you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did it at uni, but then I did stand up and never went back to it. So it's but I still like it. I still keep up with it, but it's just hard to turn it into funny material, I guess. I don't really talk about it that much.
I know.
Sorry, we brought it up.
Imagine everything that Luke's done in comedy. Imagine what Luke's done in TV, and then the world of economics. And now imagine that guy with abs. It's too much.
That is too much. You're right.
It's too much.
I'd bust into the UN and say, I'm in charge now.
Russia lays down their arms.
Yes. Sort out that Ukraine business. Good work. If you can get onto China and Taiwan pretty rapidly too, that'd be great.
The abs is the only thing stopping our growth. We'll get onto it.
Well, we're looking forward to you being on. Have you been paying attention tonight? We haven't really talked about it at all, but you don't need to. It's just you answering questions.
Everybody watches it anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us, Luke.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for having me, team. Much appreciated.
It's always a pleasure. Don't do any sit-ups. You're too dangerous as it is.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.